Hello, 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 and welcome back to i94 podcast with Mumbles, Devo, and Rico. And today's topic for episode 8 is cheating. Why is it caused? Why is it called cheating? Who's to blame? What stems from cheating? Can we prevent this? And today, to help us talk about this subject, we have
Sagan
and
Sharvana.
Okay, so I'm going to kick it off with my co-host right now. I'm going to ask Mr. Robinson how he feels about cheating.
How do I feel about cheating? I feel like the term itself is inappropriate when you put it in context. I feel like it's not really cheating, especially for men. I feel like for men, it's actually hunting. And when I say hunting, I mean in terms of by nature, that's what men do. You know what I'm saying? We are the ones that are expected to go out, and go get the food, protect the family. And by nature, men have the desire to hunt. So it's like, I feel like this term cheating is a European term that, we've adopted as our own, and we've been socialized to look at cheating as something that is frowned upon. That's just how I feel about it. And then I feel like also, being that we are in, the United States, we're conditioned to suppress what comes natural. You know what I'm saying? Whereas because men by nature, that's what we used to doing, once you get with a woman that may not necessarily agree with that, you got to suppress that. You can't just be out here doing what you want to do, because now you feel like you have something that can be jeopardized from that standpoint. So the desire doesn't go away. It's just that you're forced to, not do it anymore.
Okay. Rico?
I feel like cheating is something that, as a man, you really have to suppress, I guess, in a case like what he says. I feel like you have to suppress it when you find that significant other who don't kind of agree or tie with that. When you read, I'm gonna take it to religion real quick. When you read some stories in the Bible, you hear about I think it was Abraham that had wives, and I think
Solomon had 700 of them.
I was gonna say it was Solomon too that had wives. It becomes plural, but I mean, I don't understand. I don't know where it came from that it was switched over to be that you just had to have one woman. Now, I wouldn't cheat in today's time, because you don't want, the way the masses look at cheating, you don't want your woman to be made a fool of.
I agree.
Period. You know what I'm saying? You don't. I mean, you don't. You don't want your woman to be made a fool of or looked at different.
You don't want to embarrass her.
Yeah, you don't want to embarrass her, because in this day and age, this is something that is going to be looked at as what other people think. A lot of people say, I don't care what other people think. Oh, in this
Perception
category,
is reality,
in
man.
this category, you do. Point blank period, what you do. Because as a man, if I knew my girl was cheating, shit, I'm worried. Goddamn it. Period. That's just what it is. I'm worried about how everybody was looking at me. What am I doing wrong? Everything boils down to something being wrong within a relationship if cheating is involved and infidelity occurs. But to me, from a man's standpoint, in the past, when I've cheated, it don't necessarily have to mean that something was wrong with the person I was actually with. It didn't mean that at all. It was just me really being in a sense of being, I guess you could say, greedy, if that's what you want to say, or I was hunting for what I would call to be a safe haven. So, in relationships, you never know how they're going to play out. You never know how they're going to end.
It's a gamble.
Yeah, you don't know what the situation is. Everything is a gamble, and it's a draw the straws here on the person that you decided to be with, right? Mm-hmm. So, if I gave my all into somebody, and it turned around that it was a little bit hazy or something was going on behind the scenes that I didn't know, I would always hunt for somebody to cheat with that would be considered a safe haven. So she would be my next best bet. I would transition to that if this went wrong. So that, to me, when I was cheating, that's pretty much what I was solidifying. I didn't really, I'll put it like this. That was done on a level of repetitive cheating. not one-timers, not somebody I just wanted a moment with. Because some women I find to a degree to where you just want a moment with her.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm serious. Like you just want that moment with her. Like you want to be able to.
It's just a straight sexual chemistry.
It's a sexual chemistry. The way she carry herself, the way she talk, her mental stimulation, everything about it. You just want to have this one moment with her, and that will satisfy your mental stimulus to have that with her. But then I have some women that I've cheated with before where it become on a repetitive pattern, and in actuality that the reason why that was happening was because they didn't know it. But in my mind, I was setting up a safe haven for if something faltered in my first one. So
okay, so from both of my co-hosts, we got basically like hunting, which is like what men were kind of born and bred to do, and then we got the aspect of worrying about what other people think and how they feel, and view your mate or yourself. I think it's more like psychological. Like it starts from like even like how you were raised to own and pure just selfish reasons. I feel as though, because me personally, when I cheated, I would cheat almost as a way to protect myself, kind of, from getting hurt.
that's what I said.
So I know, I agree with you.
Okay.
But it was to the point where, regardless of how much I liked or cared about the woman, even if it was going bad and I knew it, I would still stick it out. But I would still like have multiple women on the side, just for my ego and my own, selfish reasons and emotions, But this is all from a man's perspective. So what do the women think?
We need a feminine perspective.
Let's see.
She's stretching.
When I've cheated, it's because I'm missing something from the relationship. It's something missing. It's not because I just want to go have sex. Because I've always been a person that only wanted to be with one person. Like I've only needed one person. But I tend to stick around or try to make shit work when it shouldn't work. Like, it shouldn't work, but I'm still trying to make it work because I want to make it work. So if I go out and cheat, it's because either you're not giving me some attention, the sex is bad, or I just feel like you lacking. You lacking, basically. That it's something like that. Now, when men cheat, I've never thought of it being something deep. I just feel like, okay, he wanted to have sex with her. I've never felt like it was something.
You did.
You didn't take it personal.
I didn't take it personal. Now, I've been in some messed up situations where I took some person, but I don't think I've been in a relationship that was long enough for me to really be all tore up about somebody cheating. Like, it happens. And when it do happen, it just be like, okay. I don't have tolerance or patience for it no more. But I don't think it's ever been like, oh my God, I can't believe it, or I'm so hurt, because it wasn't one of those ongoing, like, intimate relationships type thing.
I'm talking about when you cheated, it wasn't intimate?
No, when they cheated.
Oh, okay.
No, when I cheat, it's always, yeah.
So with that, you said when you cheat, it's always something. So do you intentionally do it, or is it something that is like, okay, you're drawn to a person? Because the thing that I find is like this, like, and this goes for men and women. You can just be engaged in a casual conversation, and because everything is so energetic, I can be drawn to your energy as a person. And I don't necessarily look at it like, okay, I'm not happy at home, so this person is fulfilling something from me. It's just that I've been drawn to you for whatever reason, and because that's natural, we're taught to ignore that. So it's like I'm not really looking at it from, okay, my wife at home she pissed me off, or she's lacking in this area. That's not the case. And I think sometimes people get in those types of situations where you look up and it's like, man, like, I'm really vibing with this person. It's not, and for most times it's not even a physical thing. It could be intellectual, it could be energetically, it could be emotionally, or whatever the case is. But because we have, again, been socialized to be so naive to think that just one person should be enough, that when you go outside of that and you find somebody else, or you come into contact with somebody else, that's frowned upon.
See, I don't know if I was drawn to the person.
So you went out looking?
I don't know if I even went out looking. It's just that this last situation was I was in a bad relationship. When all this stuff hit the fan, somebody that I had like past experience with moved back. They moved up here.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, it wasn't like
it was convenient.
Nobody knew. It was somebody old.
Yeah.
That wasn't at my system. And then the first time I was like 18, 19. I don't know what I was on. I was just.
You was living.
I was
You was
living. Like, you know, like it was like, cause I would call my boyfriend. He was trifling. Like he was just, he ain't work. He ain't go to school. He was just a hood nigga in Carroll. That was always in the projects. It was never like I didn't get no attention. I used to say I feel like I don't have a boyfriend. Like I basically telling you I feel like I don't have a boyfriend. Do you want to be with me? He like, yeah, I want to be with you. And me, instead of just leaving, I'm like, I want to stay with my boyfriend. But I was all in University Hall with another dude. Like, so it was like I don't know, but that was an ongoing situation, which still kind of be ongoing. I'm pretty sure you know who I'm talking about. That still kind of be ongoing to this day, but because I just keep it around.
So how you feel?
Yeah, apparently I'm the unicorn in the room. I'm 28 years old and I've never cheated on anyone.
Okay.
You ever been cheated on?
Yeah, I've been cheated
How
on.
did it make you feel?
Bad.
Why?
Because I trusted him. I wouldn't do something to somebody that I wouldn't want you to do to me. So for you to do something to me that I wouldn't do to you is...
But why wouldn't you do it?
Because... I don't know. I mean... I just don't feel the need to share myself with somebody who has not...
But you share yourself with everybody. You work, right?
Yeah, I work. But I'm not talking about that type of self.
Yeah.
I'm talking about my special self.
He's talking about
I'm
soul
talking about my
ties.
special self. I'm talking about that part of myself.
No, I get it. I just think, like I said, being...
I was really, really young, though. Like,
Yeah.
we were young. I was still in college. Actually, he went to SIU and he cheated on me because my uncle died.
Hey.
My uncle died.
Okay.
My uncle died, and I went to the funeral, and it was Players Ball weekend, and he cheated on me.
That's instant action.
Oh.
He cheated on me.
Please, nobody, fellas, who they are talking about. If you're listening, like we didn't tell them to say this stuff.
Let me say your
That's all I
name
gotta
right now. I'm just
say.
kidding.
That's all I gotta say.
But
I'm joking.
I think, like I said, living here in America, I think, cheating is something that is frowned upon because it's not a part of American culture. When you look at other cultures, that practice polygamy, it's normal to have more than one person because they look at it from a different aspect, whereas like it's not cheating, because this is what is a part of our culture, and not even from, a physical or a selfish standpoint. It's like you think about it as a business, and because that's what relationships and marriages essentially are. They're business relationships, and when you're in business, you're trying to grow and expand your business, so you're looking for investors. You're looking for people to help you grow your business. You know what I'm saying? So that's how, in different cultures, they look at it, But again, because we live here in America and we've been socialized and everything is up in your face, it's frowned upon. And I think, it's just something that we have to look at from different perspectives when we say, you cheated on me again. You cannot be so naive to think that one person is going to be enough for you. And when you start talking about you work, you got kids, you're a part of this organization, you got all these other things going on.
Right.
One person is not enough because you're getting stretched out in so many different areas. You got to be out of your mind to think that this person is enough to give you everything that you think you could possibly want and need. But then if they go act upon that, it's like, how could you do that to me? Because these emotions involved. We have to learn how to remove emotions from these different situations and not look at it like it's something that is heinous or is we should criminalize it like, oh, you cheated on him or she cheated on you. Dang, that's messed up. Why is it messed up though? Do you know the circumstances that went into that situation? No, you don't. But because again, emotions, we instantly jump to the conclusion that you're a bad person because you did this to this other person.
But what I noticed over time is that when a woman cheats, though, it's purely emotional. Mm-hmm. Like it's purely emotional. Like I've asked girls I've talked to before, and women I've messed with and dealt with, like, why are you doing what you're doing? It's because they was missing something emotionally from the guy that they was talking to. You know what I mean? Like, I've been that guy. I've been the guy that's been cheated with. I've been cheated on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I've been in both scenarios. But it was something that was missing that led them to draw over to that. And I fed off that and I analyzed that. So if you was cheating with me, I analyzed that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, okay, so what didn't he do? What did he do? I heard you out. I listened to you. I learned all the ins and outs to your scenario.
Oh, you're
and everything.
That guy.
Huh?
I said, you're that guy.
Yeah, what else the guy was?
You're that guy.
I learned the ins and outs.
Right.
And every time I saw where he had the weakness at, I stepped up as a strength. Now, I stepped up as a strength to get the draws, don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is that I stepped up as a strength so you could see that everything just wasn't all so bad over on that side. Because obviously if you was cheating with me and you didn't come over here to just be with me completely, if you still had some form of attachment over there, and I'm not trying to pull you from that attachment because I don't know what y'all built on that end. Right. But if I'm here to satisfy you for a quick night, a quick day, whatever the case is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can play that role. I can play that role because that leaves me detached. Yeah. And the reason why I'm detached is because I was attached to somebody before that I was scorned from, so now I'm detached from all that other shit.
Scorn beats scorn.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was from my standpoint. That's why I learned shit. Because I mean, let's be real. Like my father was actively in my household. So you know, when he raised me, he taught me like, yo, you need to like keep your options open. Don't get so wrapped up in one because everybody goes through a heartbreak. Like, I know when my kids get older and they become teenagers, I'm gonna tell them like, yo, like seriously, like don't just keep your eggs in just this one thing. From my daughter to my son, like I'm gonna tell them all of them, like this is what you got to think about because let's be realistic. How many relationships do we know the people that you was with in high school that really lasted to make it to like where you at right now?
What you mean? You mean
like percentage wise, like just from people that you know from we all was in high school.
High school.
We was
like
all
high school sweetheart.
Yeah, we was all in high
from
school
a
and grammar
small
school.
town. Everybody married and been together.
I would say
forever.
like 20%.
Like
in your town?
Yes. So
okay, that's a different scenario. But we from the city of Chicago. I know a lot of people that was these so-called relationships when I was in high school. You thought it was gonna be the it factor, and that shit does not last. Like, they grow up, people change, they elevate. You become a certain point in time in your life where you just kind of transition into different things. And college is one thing that will prove that for some people because when you go to college, you start looking at the world just a little bit differently opposed to what you looked at when you was in high school. So that's when you may realize, like, the person that was fit for you then is not fit for you now because you start to like different things. You know what I mean? I didn't like classical music before I came to college. But now that I've got a taste of it, I met a guy over here that liked classical music.
Been introduced to it.
You know what I'm saying? So like when I talk to him about classical music, now my interest is intrigued. Now, on top of me talking about classical music, okay, I can talk about some other things that I like. If it's all a fit, what happens next? The sexual chemistry starts to decide because I've already had an appealing eye towards you just off your physical nature. So now if I can tap with you physical and mental and emotional, man, you giving me the motherfucking pussy. Fuck the period. That's just what's about to happen.
And that's how I ended up in the polyamorous relationship.
Oh yeah, you ain't telling about that.
That's how I ended up in that polyamorous relationship.
Oh, can you?
Polyamorous, the way that I met a guy. He had a girlfriend. He actually had 2 girlfriends, and then I was girlfriend number 3. And then I was dating another guy outside of him.
Go ahead.
Because everybody brought something different to who you were. Like they satisfied different parts of who you were.
I agree with that.
You freaky.
But I agree with that, like because
I have tried everything. If I haven't tried it, hasn't been invented yet.
I tried everything.
I agree with that because like when I was cheating and I was messing with like at least 3 women at one time, like
3.
Man, you don't even know the hell.
Yeah, right. I'm being modest right now. I'm just being
5, 6,
honest.
7.
I'm gonna be honest on this podcast. I'm being modest right now. But when I was messing with these 3 women at the same time, they all brought something different to the table.
Yep.
Like they all satisfied a different emotion that the other one quite couldn't. Like on
That
this
wasn't
one,
her strength.
Yeah. Like on this level, I could probably give her more on my emotional side. On this level, she wanted more physicality. You know what I mean? Like on this side, then she just tapped something I was just interested in that nobody else could like identify with. You know what I mean? So like from each one, that led to me like having to go there. So the days that I felt like I wanted this one thing to be like at a
You knew where to go.
at a high, I knew who I could call. You know what I'm saying?
Sound like me and my hoes, man. I ain't got no boyfriend, so it ain't cheating. Sound like whatever.
But
I understand what you're saying.
yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like they brought something different to the table, and I think that's why when I did cheat, or why when men cheat, it's something that somebody else brings up. Now, a woman's mindset is that they want to be all of that for you,
and it's not possible.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. It's not all in one. But then when you get to this level of life where we at now, like Devo's married, I'm engaged. When you get to this point in life, now the things that I may feel like my woman doesn't quite pull out of me, I subsided because I don't want to make her look bad. So I subsided. Like what I'm saying is like if I was to come across another woman that did identify with that, like I would subside. Like I would just put it down because
you gotta suppress that. You gotta
So here's my argument with that. You know, in y'all defense, why is it that you all can do it now versus then? Why couldn't you do that back then?
What you mean?
Like how he said, suppress it basically.
Well, shit, because you got shit to lose. You got lots of risk. I got 2 kids with my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I was raised in a house where, you know, I ain't had no family. You know, I'm not to say I didn't have a family. I didn't grow up with both my parents. You know, so for me, you know, I want to give my son something that I didn't have because I know how important that element is. Not to say that that's the reason why I don't do anything, but again, you never lose the desire to be with different people. You know what I'm saying? Just because you with one person, you know, you do your best to stay disciplined to be with that one person. But the desire, you know, when you come across different people, or you at work or you in a public arena and you meeting different people and you socializing, somebody might strike your interest. But in the back of your mind, you gotta feel like if I do this, she gonna lose her mind. She might try to kill her, you know, and then that's gonna mess up my family structure at home. My kids gonna be affected. She's going to be affected. So it's not just about me anymore. And when you younger, it's all about you because we at that selfish state where it's like you growing, you trying to find yourself, you trying to figure out who you are as a person.
And you don't know exactly what you want neither.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, think about a college student who go to college and they switch majors 3 times.
Yeah.
You don't know exactly what you want to study. You don't know exactly what you want to be in life just yet.
You're still trying to figure everything out.
You might tell yourself you want to be a doctor, but you don't know what type of doctor.
Nope. It's man.
Different types for every type of thing. So you don't know what you want to be. I know I want to be a husband, but I don't know what type of husband I want to be.
Exactly.
You gotta find that right person.
You know what I mean?
You gotta find that right person where you don't want to mess it up.
Yeah.
I feel like
that's true.
A lot of the cheating is just because you're not with the right person.
I have to disagree. I have to disagree.
So you feel you've been with the right person and you still cheated?
I don't think there's a such thing as a right person. I think it's about, you know, the person that you have the most in common with and the person that understands you the most. Just because you understand me doesn't necessarily mean that you're giving me all that I need. You see what I'm saying? So it's like we have to, again, remove the emotion from it and say, okay, I can have everything in common with this person. We can be on the same page about X, Y, and Z. You know, I can do whatever he likes. I can give it to him how he like it. But that doesn't mean that he's not going to be physically, mentally, intellectually attracted to somebody else to think that I'm the only person in this entire universe that is supposed to be meant for this just one person. That's not how it works. If you believe that we got all these people because they just stay with one person, no, that's not how it works.
So if you believe that or feel that way, then why get married at all?
Because you want to have something that you didn't have. We always long for what we didn't have. You know what I'm saying? Even, you know, when you look at, you know, women that grew up without fathers. Right. You long for that masculine confirmation and, you know, validation. So when you dealing with different men, even with guys, you know, if you got a guy, and I say for myself, you know, I was raised by my mom. So there were times where she wasn't able to kind of give me that attention that I needed because she was working. She was going back to school to provide a better life for me and my brother. So she wasn't really able to give me all the time that I necessarily needed. So going off to college, I still yearn for that feminine validation from women where it was like, okay, I'm trying to find something from her. I'm trying to find something from her.
You got
it. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? I think we have
Legend,
to,
ladies and gentlemen.
understand that, just because we get with one person, like I know I'm not everything that my wife needs because I know that I lack in certain areas. She tells me all the time that I need to listen more. I can work at it, but if that's just not who I am as a person, that's just not who I am. But that doesn't mean that I'm not a good person. It just means that,
man trait.
yeah.
I get that all
Why
the
y'all
time.
can't listen to something?
No, this is about
listen,
something else. But I'm just saying that's one thing. That's
But I
Can
get
you
what you're
listen?
saying. 'Cause you're going to continue to work on
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
right.
and you do, you know what I'm saying? But I think, again, we all have to make choices and decisions. And I think also it's just having that communication, where you can say these things, you can have these types of conversations that aren't comfortable in American society where you don't take it personal. So if my wife was to tell me, hey, I love you with all my heart, but you aren't enough, I can't really be mad because that's how she feels. That's her feeling as a human being. And for me to be egotistical enough to think that I'm all that she needs, I need to examine myself as a person to say, wait a minute, am I really doing all that I can? But why should I even be thinking that I'm all that she needs? Because that's how we've been socialized and programmed to think that, okay, you have been created for this person and that's it. No, that's not how life works.
How do you all feel about that?
Like I said, I've tried open relationships and poly relationship, and so it's just, I don't know. I guess I'm still looking.
What was the main issue with the open relationship?
There was no issue. There were no issues. It's just kind of like when you want to be with that person, they might be with someone else, and you would have to wait. So that ended. Mm-hmm. That's about it.
I'm selfish and I need.
You're selfish?
Yes. I need
I think
attention.
every
That's
woman
why
is
you need
selfish.
two. That's why you need
No,
two.
but then you get on my nerves. Because if I have to have two, it means, you gonna get on my nerves half the time, and I ain't got no patience. So it's just like, I never had the desire to be with more than one person. Mm-hmm. As far as in a relationship. Now, I ain't in a relationship now, so obviously I talk to whoever I want to. But that's because I'm not committing to them because they ain't fulfilling what I need.
But see, that's the thing. We as people are committed to ourselves first. So to say that we commit to other people is facetious to an extent. You know what I'm saying? You commit to yourself.
That's true.
I mean, but we don't like to look at it like that because that's not how we're taught to look at things.
But see, I was going to say this, right? From a standpoint like this, when you first start talking to somebody, right?
Right.
You want everything to be in a level of perfection.
Yep.
Like when you first meet him, it's like, man, he's great. He's good looking. He has this job. He's educated. He gives me this feeling. It's just like a total fucking checklist of shit that you want to have happen, right?
Okay.
When cheating comes involved, I feel like that perception completely goes out the window. Mm-hmm. So this is what my Snapchat rant was a few weeks ago. I was saying that I feel like if you cheat, mm-hmm. the perception that you give a woman in the beginning is completely going out the window. Mm-hmm. So I feel like once that perception is lost, all parties should just exit the situation completely.
Mm-hmm. See, that's what they did in 2013.
Yeah, instead of trying to rebuild, because a lot of people try to rebuild thinking everything could be fixed. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But if you was to break, let's say you broke your mom's vase or some shit, right? That's glass. Mm-hmm. If it broke, you could piece it back together, but the fine quality of it will never be exactly the same.
Come on with the cliche.
But your mom can't just say, okay, you're not my child anymore. She still has to forgive you and y'all build and move on.
She don't have to do anything.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
You want her
make
to
stuff work that's not supposed to work.
Yeah.
And that's what I had to learn. I tried to make stuff work to the part, I was with somebody in 2013. We was celibate, whatever. We was trying to build something. I was trying something new. Found out he was living with somebody else. Now, he made it seem like he was courting me. He was a gentleman. He was taking me out every weekend. I obviously stayed with somebody, so he told me he stayed with somebody from college.
Yeah, right.
And the dude's from college girlfriend. Okay. Found out this happened. I acted a fool, obviously. Mm-hmm. I beat his ass.
Emotions.
I beat her ass because she kept disrespecting me.
She was getting ass beaten off.
But I forgave him because because nobody knew what happened. And I was embarrassed because I had been single for so long. I wanted this to work. And I had just, matter of fact, you had a little get together at Bar Louie. It happened right after that, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
So I had just introduced him to people. I had been known, people always be like, Satan, when you gonna settle down? When you gonna settle down? It ain't because I ain't want to settle down. It's because stuff not working. So when this happened, I was like, I can't tell nobody about this because then I'm going to look stupid. And that's when I act crazy.
Prove my point.
Exactly.
I can't tell nobody about this. But what I should have did, I should have left and tried to, instead of worrying about being embarrassed or all of this, I should have just left because it never got back the same. I wasn't sexually attracted to him. When we started having sex, I just looked at him like he was disgusting. And then I found out more stuff that he was doing and all of this stuff on the internet. And
so let me ask this question. If it wasn't about public shaming, if it wasn't about being embarrassed, if it wasn't about how you felt like you would be viewed by others, would it be an issue?
He lied to me. And it's a certain disrespect when you lie. When you real, I feel like a lot of situations when you've been real, it's like, okay, I'm going to go with it.
Right.
But you lied to me.
But you said you forgave him because nobody knew about it.
Yeah, and because I wanted it to work. And I was embarrassed for my relationship to have just
ended after you
ended.
just
And they be like,
came out with
what happened? What happened
Right.
to
That
Kevin?
was about perception about how somebody else was going to view you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's what I'm saying. That proves the point correct that was in the case where you was worried about how other people felt, and also your first perception that you ever had of him when y'all first got to that point, it was completely tarnished now.
And then he changed up. Because he's a psycho.
I mean, okay, that's a whole nother topic. But so why is it that women in particular, because I don't really think men really act that way, but why do women hold so much weight on cheating and being cheated on?
Because we don't like
it's emotional, man. Women,
in front of other women.
I feel like women are more territorial than men are.
That's what she just said.
Yeah.
And when she said looking like a fool in front of other women, women are territorial because everything is about showcasing what you have being better than the next woman.
You got to showcase to the public.
My man has this.
Exactly.
My man does this for me. My man is this way. My man has this
Exactly
set
like
up.
how bitches is on Valentine's Day. Everybody want to show what the fuck they got to make the next girl feel like
should feel inadequate.
I agree. To feel inadequate at a low level.
And I feel like, when it pertains to relationships, social media is one of the worst things that can affect relationships. If you don't believe me,
Man,
if you don't believe me, wait till this upcoming weekend. Valentine's Day is on a Sunday. Wait to see, how many pictures you see. And if you don't get your girl some, and she get on social media, I guarantee you she gonna instantly have an attitude because she has not been validated, because social media says you should get her roses, teddy bears, take her to eat, get her a bracelet, all this other.
Get her something from Tiffany.
You know what I'm saying? But
if my woman felt that way, I would have to leave her.
A $50 teddy bear Walmart, the big gigantic one.
No. If my woman felt that way, I would have to leave her. Period. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Because it's materialistic. That's it. What else?
Materialistic is definitely one part of it. But what I'm saying is that if I've been with you for a certain amount of time, I would obviously feel like I do so much for you that I fulfill you more than just this one day as being set up to be throughout the course of the year.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if this one day is what motherfucker makes me the judgment case on the yes
Judgment
or no,
day.
but
Judgment
yeah,
day.
that's what I'm saying. But
Valentine's Day is Judgment Day.
right, I'm just saying in general though. Shit, Valentine's Day, Sweetest Day, all that shit. If this is the day that makes you judge me and put me on the stature to be either he's the yes man or no, he's not
It's
it,
my birthday.
I would have to leave, because that means that what I've done for you throughout the course of our time of being together meant nothing.
Ain't enough.
Because you held me up to status for one day.
you got to realize it though, like we said earlier, perception is reality. So you haven't given her something that she can present to the public. She can't present. She can't present. If you ain't giving her nothing, what can she present to social media?
But our relationship is not for the public.
It's not,
because that's what we're building.
Exactly. But again, you got to realize where do we live in.
That's what I agree.
But see, I've never posted any Valentine's Day gifts. I only had 2 Valentine's Day. But I've never posted any gifts. I may have posted pictures of myself because, of course, I was cute that day. But I never wanted to make other women feel like they've made me feel. So, I don't really get off on that. It's just the part if you know I'm with somebody and then they act up and you know about it, then I'm gonna feel stupid and I'm be embarrassed and then I'm have to embarrass his ass in public. That's how I feel. Now if you embarrass me in private, I'm gonna act the ass. But if I forgive you, I ain't gonna tell you. Yeah, I'm gonna act the ass in private. That's just how I am.
So social media basically like is the ammunition towards cheating.
Yes.
Like with it just causes so much stuff.
There's
But
just so many options now.
And that's the
you
problem
have
with
all
us.
these
We
dating
got
sites.
options.
You can download a couple to
And
your
men
phone
love
and
options.
just-
Like a
Right.
motherfucker.
It goes
We
right
simple,
in
but we
the
love
DM.
options.
All right.
We know
See,
we
the
want.
The one thing I can say, over the last decade, I've only been in 2 real serious relationships. And neither one of them women would give a fuck about that holiday being an issue. They would tell me, like flat out, like, they do what you can do. But if you can't, I'm okay with your time. I'm okay with having you. I'm okay with that portion of it. So, like, that's rare that you come by that shit.
that's not a relationship goal. Hashtag.
Well, what I'm saying, that's rare, but that's why I put so much into those relationships more so as far as my time wise and why only over a decade you can only say I've only been with those 2 women like that because like they saw past all that other shit.
But those 2 women probably wasn't in like consistent relationships all the time. I feel like a lot of women that's always in relationships.
They were.
They were.
They were.
I
My
feel like
current
a lot of them
fiance
take
was in
it
her
for
relationship for like almost a decade before I got with her.
No, I mean like, you know how some girls always got a new boyfriend.
Well, my last girl wasn't like that neither though.
What
She didn't have like no bunch of different boyfriends.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like
the girls that always have different boyfriends, them be the ones that can't appreciate.
Oh,
stuff
okay.
like
I get
that.
what you're saying.
You know, like
I
they
get what
always
you're
with
saying.
somebody different.
I think one of the biggest
I get what
elements
you're saying.
when it
Yeah.
pertains to men is visual aid. And women play the biggest part in that. Like, I've always been curious to know how do women expect men not to want to do anything, but you got all these women out here and they look a certain way, they dress a certain way, like
they put it up for display.
They done
put
made
up-
it so hard. Y'all know I used to be real small. And I finally gained weight. And then this hoe is just buying booties. And I'm upset because they make it so hard for us. They really make it really so. I understand why y'all have all these options. Y'all be like, ooh, I be on Instagram like, ooh, shit, look out. So I can't
and
say, like, you know.
a man
Just gotta
can
hate. Like that's not real. She bought that.
a man can be as disciplined as he want to be, but at the end of the day, he a man first.
Flesh is weak.
Yeah.
So if I walk
Why you
outside,
gotta find your man in church?
get the fuck
Oh,
Please, don't get us started on that.
Wait. We gonna take 2 minutes on this. Why do you feel you have to find a
Oh
man
my
in
goodness,
church?
I was joking.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm about to
Because
say.
you said
But
you said
same
flesh
thing,
is
don't mean-
weak, and I'm like, oh, go to
But,
church.
None
you
of the
know,
men I seen in church was.
it's like at the end of the day,
If they was
But they
straight.
flash get weak too, in or out of the church.
yeah,
Like,
you know, men
regardless.
focus
Savages, yeah.
on the physical first. You know, it's not to say that's the only thing we focus on,
Right.
but naturally that's what we are attracted to. So it's like, man,
The whole time.
I
since
walk
it
down
right
the
there.
street and the
thought it was
sister
regular.
walking down the street and she got cleavage out. First thing I'm seeing is her titties.
Yeah, I'm looking.
That's what naturally has gotten my attention. Now after that, I'm trying to figure out who she is as a person, but that's what we respond to.
You want to be sexually attracted to somebody you with, though.
Exactly, because that's why you have that on in the first place.
If you're not sexually attracted to them, you're going to cheat. That's how it was. I cheat.
But what about over time when things of physical attraction
That fade. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
because
I
it's
ain't never
deeper.
been with nobody that long.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
Either.
What I'm
Why
saying-
do they fade though?
What you mean? That's,
Because it comes with life. You grow older. You age.
no, none stay the same.
like
Not yet.
nothing.
We ain't aging yet.
Yes, we are. We aging every day of life.
I'm still young. Stop
Yeah, you
it.
young still right now, but what I'm saying is that you still aging to some degree. It may not be visible that's there, but you're not gonna look the same way you look now as you're gonna look at 45.
Yeah.
It's gonna be something on you that ages different. I mean, you still may be beautiful, but it's still gonna be something on you that has changed. I don't care what you say. Your titties may sag a little bit more. Your hips may be a little bit wider.
You
Your
ain't
a-
seen my
I'm-
mama. No. Just kidding.
But
Shit. I be like, shut say, mama.
But that's good. But see, that's good on her standpoint. But see, and from your mama's standpoint too, the way she look now, she still ain't gonna look that same way at 65. She's still Asian to some degree. Is what I'm saying. Like
that's what they say. Look at the mother.
She could keep it. She could keep it up for as long as she wants. For as long as she can physically attempt to put it like that. But all I'm saying is that over time things change, so it becomes deeper. It has to be deeper than what a physical attraction is.
It is.
Period. Point blank. It has to be somebody. It has to be some type of mental stimulus. There has to be some type of emotional stimulus there, because I'm not gonna look the same. I can try to work out now and do all shit I want to do, but at some point in life, as I get older, I'm gonna give the fuck up.
Listen, you cannot outrun Father Time.
It's period. It's just gonna be that way. I'm not gonna be able to be physically out here running at 65 and 70. No, fuck you. I'm eating what I want. I'm about to die soon.
I'm not at 65, bro. He being honest. He not about to be one of them pictures. They be like, he's 72. Black don't crack.
No, that's not gonna be me.
But it can be.
It can if I had that motivation.
Okay.
What part do you think economics play in cheating? You know, because when you look at, you know, successful men that, you know, have a surplus amount of money,
it's
like
major role.
They got more options and they can pay for more options. But then you also have women that feel like, look, he take care of everything. I'm just gonna play my part. I'm cool. I ain't mad. If you got somebody else on the side, it is what it is. Just, you know.
I felt like that before, but I was digmatized.
Ooh.
So
I've heard of that phrase before.
Mm-hmm. I've made some feel that way.
That was kind of recent. Yeah, but I know bitches is expensive. I'm not. I feel like I need to be a little bit more high maintenance, but that's a lot of energy.
Agree.
It's
Girlfriends are expensive.
Juggling is a lot of work. Maybe I don't know. That's a lot of work.
You said juggling?
So could you be okay if, you know, if you had a man that was taking care of everything, you know, and he was giving you everything that you needed, and he felt like, you know, but I'm going to also have options. Could you be okay with that? If he was honest with you up front and let you know, like, look, I'm digging you. I want you to be, you know, my lady, but listen, I take care of everything. I can put you up in whatever you want, drive whatever you want, shop wherever you want, but I'm going to have options.
I can say
like Diddy,
like
basically.
The idea of it, I can maybe like, oh yeah, it'd be okay, but when it happened, I ain't gonna feel that way.
Why? You know why? Because the woman gets emotionally attached.
That's why it's the emotions, man.
And
she gets emotionally attached.
And that's why I tell everybody when they start talking to me, I'm emotional as hell.
God knew what he was doing when he ain't make me rich. Because if I was rich, I would be out here in these streets. Period.
I agree. I would just get fixed and be out here in the streets.
I wouldn't care about your alimony. I wouldn't care about your child support. I don't care about none of that shit. What I want is what I want. But me being an average man, working an average job is too much at risk for me to play that game at this point in life. You know what I mean? Because the system is set up for the woman to win. Period, point blank. You now what? Married? When you get married, man, I'm not paying no alimony. I ain't paying child support on no bunch of different kids. I don't want to deal with none of that. So I'm gonna keep my dick in my fucking pants. I don't give a fuck what the fuck I'm feeling when I meet you. I'm serious. I'm just serious.
No, I know you are.
Because the system is there. Your woman, you could think your woman ain't gonna do that to you, but if you put her in that predicament where she's embarrassed,
told you it's business,
where she's embarrassed, she gonna embarrass you.
Or she thinks she gonna try to embarrass you.
Yeah, she thinks she is. If you overcome that, there's some dudes out here that's paying high child support and paying crazy alimony, all this stuff like that, and they still shining.
And it ain't phasing them.
That eat them women up when you can do that. That eat them up. Me physically right now, I'm trying to set myself up so if that was you ain't never gonna see me miss a beat. You ain't gonna see.
Hey, take a lick and keep on.
Yeah, you ain't gonna see it.
What I learned in my life though is regardless if you got $1 million or $2, there's always gonna be some woman that's gonna want you.
It is.
So it is. You know.
It is if you that type of guy, because everybody's not that guy. Let's be 100. We all have seen some of them people that just don't quite have it. You know, they just don't quite get it. But you gotta understand why cheating happened the way it is because women only have a selective amount of men that they can choose from. They got to deal. Let's think about this from a percentage wise, especially being a black man. Let's put this on the table. Being a black man, we got the highest incarceration rate.
Yep.
Yeah.
right? So you got to worry about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then they say black is a new gay.
Yeah. Then you got to worry. Then you got to worry about homosexuality.
Yeah.
That kills reproduction in itself for the race itself.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you also got to worry about all the other economic factors that play a role. Social economic. So people who on the low totem pole of poverty, right?
Right. Women are going to college more, making more money than men now. So
Right.
yeah.
So I'm saying when you put all these factors into play for what they looking for out of a man,
Slow pickings.
they displaying everything they can because the pickings is slim. And even if me as an individual, if I was a guy, I've been to college, got a bachelor's degree, got a master's degree, I'm a black man, I work a decent job, I make a good salary. Right now you feel like I got it together. Compared to what you dealing with statistic wise, you feel like I got it together.
Yep.
So if you see this on display right now,
You a
and
good
you ain't
catch.
came across this in so long, but it's like, damn, that man got a woman.
I need to double up.
You gonna do whatever you can to fill in the route somewhere. Either you gonna talk to that. If you talk to that man and he stimulates you in the other places, all that other stuff I just named, that tie on to being a positive. So now I'm gonna take what I can so I can get in that spot with that man. So if I do slide in and end up cheating with him, I mean if he cheat on his girlfriend with me, then that give me a foot in the door. Then if his girlfriend,
give me an interview.
Yeah, that give me the interview process.
Networking.
That's my that give me a matter of fact, when we first started talking shit, that's the screening. That's the screen call.
Pre-screen, yeah.
So then when we
Now I got your resume.
Right. So then
Looking over your credentials.
so then when we actually get to the point of where we talking and we go out on the date, shit, that's your interview.
Yep.
If we even get to a date part, that's your interview.
Yep.
Now when we have sex, shit, you got the job. But if you want, but if you want to build a career, now you want to build a career with this. Now,
On probation.
yeah, right, you're on probation. But if you want to build a career with this, now you got to start turning out some other things. Now you got to start showing me some other things outside of that. But out of the slim pick, the same thing for jobs, man. When I get a job, where I'm at, I know that the economy is tough. I know it's wrong. I know jobs not that thick out here. So what I'm gonna do?
Looking for jobs when they get a job.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
but
a
when
job
I
within
get,
itself just to look for a job.
but when I
That
get
is true.
into the job, I'm gonna dance, hoorah, do whatever I gotta do to keep this job to stay afloat. And that's the same thing that ties to relationships when it comes to cheating. To me personally,
I get what you're saying.
you know what I'm saying. That's how I feel.
You can't
about
stay
it.
faithful to your job, so why stay faithful to her?
Shit,
I feel you.
shit. Devil is a lie.
I mean, I'm telling you, at the end of the day, man, people are committed to themselves. You know, we try to be committed to other people, but, you know, when you look at black people, you know, we haven't really had an example of what that looks like, you know. Again, you look at what slavery has done to us mentally and psychologically, you know, we out here wounded. So if somebody just gives you something to make you feel good for a minute, you run it with that. You run, because that's almost like your therapy. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you got somebody over in your ear, as women tend to do. They nagging you, they bitching at you. Every time you look up, it's always an issue about some. So if you got this woman over here, she listening to you, you know what I'm saying? She's able to fulfill something that this woman isn't doing. You feel more comfortable in that piece with that. Like, she ain't nagging me. She ain't always at my head about this shit.
Right now, she's not.
Exactly.
Over time,
Yeah.
she will do it.
That's
one thing I
because
learned.
she doesn't have that security of being, you know, that y'all being together.
Over, yeah.
So it's almost like y'all just said, the interview.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's
Yeah.
interviewing. All that's interviewing till she makes it a career. Then she's gonna complain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. My analogy was.
So, ladies, I want to ask y'all, like, why is it that women look at, you know, drug dealers or entertainers and, you know, set, not you all in particular, but and set their sights like relationship goals, like a Beyonce and Jay-Z or Barack Obama, Michelle
in
Obama.
their life, because ain't no celeb impressing me, because they ain't doing shit for me personally. So I told you
The president?
I don't look
What
I
he
don't
doing?
look up to anybody. I don't look up to anybody.
Look up to
but my mama.
yourself. That's it.
What? So do you ever see me post anything? Some goals.
Relationship goals.
The only famous people that be on my page would be like The Walking Dead, and I'd be like 2 more weeks. You know, like because I don't look at other people's relationships and be like, this is what I want. I want to be like them. I ain't never want to be like nobody but Sagan.
And that's real though. But again, it goes back to how influential and powerful social media is, where it's like you got a certain woman and she not matching up with what social media says she should look like. So if her waist size ain't this, if her cup size ain't this, if her hair texture is not looking like this,
if she don't work out every day, if her hair don't look like
you trying to go find somebody that
fit that category.
And if that means you got to go cheat to find that person, 9 times out of 10, most people that are weak-minded is gonna go do that.
And then you gotta feel like, and then as a woman, you feel like, oh, all these hoes, they posting all these makeup pics. I gotta do this. I gotta stay like this, cause I'll come on the second date with no makeup, cause this ain't what you gonna see every day. Cause
I'm real as hell.
Like, this is what you gonna see. Like, what I'm about to put on the front for?
Most women do though.
I ain't got time for
Anything
that.
on social media, they hair makeup always.
And
done.
I think that's one of the things.
I wear lipstick.
I think that's one of the things with men that will get you cheated on fast is when you putting up these damn fronts. All right, all right, cool. You want a front? I got a front for your ass. All right.
Okay.
I ain't got time for that.
You see the real side. When I grew up, man, to be honest with you, the whole factor of cheating, like mine was more of a reflective side of my father. Like my dad, I don't know. I believe he was faithful to my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really know like how the scenarios were because I wasn't around to know anything infidelity wise. But what I'm saying is that I heard stories about when he was younger. You know what I'm saying? I heard the other day he told me stories like, "Yo, I used to do this. I had
getting it in
that." You know what I mean? So as a man, as a boy, put it like that, as a boy trying to grow into a man, when I listened to him and them stories and I heard, I'm like, "Yo." My man said, "Yo, I'm gonna surpass him. I'm gonna kill that." Like seriously,
right? Like if he was a basketball player and he scored 5,000,
you trying to compete.
You trying to score 10,000 because your dad scored 5. You want to break his record,
right?
You know what I mean,
right?
And like, I never went back and told my dad like, "Yo, I'm slaughtering you."
I got putting up Will Chamberlain numbers.
No, but he passed now. But I'm just saying, like, I never went back. It's like I'm killing you out here in the game. But what I'm saying is that, like, when I seen that growing up in high school, stuff like that, I was like, yo, I gotta mimic my father. You know what I'm saying? I gotta see that. I know Devo was talking about how his mom was there to fulfill certain parts, but it was certain things that he was looking for that was missing. And me, I was trying to compete.
Yeah.
My shit was pure competition.
Yeah. But
what happened in my standpoint was that when I met a girl at a young age, I think I was like 16, 17, I met my second high school sweetheart because I had 2. But I had this one girl I was really into and I felt like that was going to be the end all be all at that young age. My pops used to tell me all the time, like, stop thinking like that. It's not going to be. And I used to be like, man, I ain't hear you. Like this is it. Like, I love her. This is the whole you dig.
Yeah.
And when he was telling me that, I wasn't listening to him. And then I ended up getting my feelings hurt because she was doing some other things because obviously she had options.
Right.
So, like, at 18, when I experienced that and I seen what he said was true, I felt like I should have been listening to you.
That's when you became a man.
That's when I was like, yeah. That's like, you know, my chest stuck out like, oh, I got to go out here and just hunt, as Devo said. Like, I have to hunt. Because at that point in time, my hunt was limited. Because I was thinking from a young boy standpoint.
Right. You was doing rabbits. Now you went to beds.
Right. So when I moved to college.
When
I went to college.
Oh, man.
It was so
Terminator.
It was
Terminator.
What is you saying?
Terminator, boy.
So many rabbits, not enough bullets, man. like that's how I felt.
Rabbit and duck season.
Yeah, man. Like when I went to college, like it was just a completely different ball game. And I was like, whoa. Like everybody don't experience that. It, like for those of you that didn't go to college,
man,
I feel for you.
Listen,
That's when I started thinking I was a shit.
yeah.
Niggas that like my skinny ass.
Yeah, right. It's like I'm gonna put it to you like this. I give it to my high school sweetheart, my first one. She put a real psychological stagnation on me because every time that we had a cheating incident or she felt like infidelity would happen, she would put me on punishment. In high school. Pussy punishment would not give me nothing for like a week. So like mentally over time,
7 days.
man, I'm just saying like that was the minimum. Like she would go her routes, but that was like the minimum. But what I'm saying is that over time, like I would always think like, man, every girl I met will probably put me on punishment if I cheated. That's how I felt. But then when I got to college,
what you was conditioned to
yeah,
do.
that's what I was conditioned to thinking, right? So when I got to college and I actually started talking to girls deeply, and I messed with somebody else, something happened, like they would still fuck me, like it would still do me, and like it'll be like I'm still upset about this situation, but you need to fuck me right now. So I was like, what I can do wrong wise really don't matter. Like, I felt that way. I feel like what I can do wrong, it just really don't matter, because right now I'm the man.
Yeah. I think too, another aspect.
Look, I think I was the one dating you.
I was a side chick. I can't relate.
I think another aspect.
I was the one dating you in college.
Another aspect that goes into cheating is the desensitization of us as people. Like when you look at the events that go on in society today, does it really affect you? But that's real though. Like, so it's like if it doesn't affect you, you know, in your immediate life, you don't really give a damn. And we've been taught not to care about other people. As long as it's not affecting us, we don't give a damn. So it's like when it comes to cheating, you can look at somebody and be crying and be like, "That's fucked up," but shit,
I ain't get cheated on.
So my feelings ain't hurt. So you know, I think again we're being conditioned to, you know, not really care. You know, we being conditioned to be selfish.
Another reason why I don't care a lot is because every time I care, they screw me over. Like every time I try to care about something that really ain't got shit to do with me, they screw me over. So it's like, why am I caring? I'm just gonna not be shit.
So like, how do women feel like when you see all these women with all the breasts and butt implants and everything, or a woman that you hold to high regards, like, still get cheated on? How does that make you feel?
I feel like that just mean, bitch, you ain't got it all together either. You may look like this on Instagram, you might have all these likes, but bitch, you got flaws too. So just come off your high horse.
And we
That's
all
really
got
how I feel.
Man, listen.
So you feel like validation, basically?
Yeah, it's
like,
just, it don't make me feel bad. I don't feel sorry for him. I'm
Or
like, okay, bitch.
Holly Berry got cheated on.
Right.
Yeah.
And Holly Berry
Several
fine.
times.
Like several times she got cheated on. She fine as ever to me. I don't know what anybody else think, but she cold to me.
Why the
I like her perfume.
cheating on Timmy? So
You said what?
Sanaya
Why
Lathan. I love Sanaya Lathan. She's not married
I'm
yet.
sure.
Like,
Well, I'm sure she been cheated on too.
Gabby been cheated on?
And that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, man, it's like cheating is something that has been taught to us that is bad. But again, I think people just are naturally reacting to what comes natural.
I think though, depending on the person cheating, it's almost like if they're popular and loved, it's okay. Prime example: Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys.
I still feel like that whole home record. I call a whole marriage to a different standard than just like you my boyfriend.
But it's okay for Alicia Keys to break up a happy home and do all that. You know what I mean? Let that be somebody else.
Why?
Because
Because she just can't
people
just
got problems.
join their home. It's just like, you know what? We're going to make this a group effort.
Right, sister
yeah.
wives.
Yeah.
But they good now though.
Yeah, I mean they good, but
Maybe it's
Him
cheating
and
out.
Shonda go on trips with them and everything. Like
That's where it's at, man.
Wives.
and listen, he got the economic ability to do
right.
exactly go back to that.
Just like Diddy do though. Diddy got what? 4 baby mamas?
4 or 5, I think.
something like that.
Regardless of the case is, Diddy make his situation work.
Him, Lil Wayne.
He got
everybody.
Lil Wayne too. That's why. That's why I said God knew what He was doing when He didn't make me rich, because I'd have been doing exactly what they doing.
But that's
like,
how. But when you really think about it, not even from a negative standpoint, that's how nations are built.
Yeah, because just through the law of the land, how are we gonna create more people when we already put at a state of economic withdrawal where we can't really do too much?
Yeah.
We're not really out here to reproduce like that. That's why you got women are battling out here trying to have kids with motherfuckers, regardless if they got kids with somebody else or not. Because shit, motherfuckers still have to reproduce and give life to something that they have. They only have so much time.
Yeah.
Time is of the essence.
Yeah.
Because this time ticking.
See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Time is of the essence.
So you might look at somebody like, man, you know what? He probably already got a woman, but he got some money, so we're gonna be taken care of. So the emotion is like, you know what?
I'm gonna take that out of it.
I'm gonna
I'm taking that up.
It
right
is
now.
what it is.
I'm gonna have sex with him. Let him do his thing. I'm gonna have this kid, and if he want to be around, cool. If he don't,
But you know what? It's not even if he want to be around. I know he's going to be around because
I see what he do in the last situation.
He has the resources to be around.
Yeah, that's true.
And again, it comes from us being emotional, where it's like, you know, oh, he got another woman. Who is she? She ain't better than me.
But you know what the thing about that shit is too? Power breeds sexuality. So if I have power. If I have power and money,
That makes me more attractive.
the main things that make society to be what it is, to be of stature. Everything is about a level of status.
Yep. We all want some status.
So if you all want some form of a status, if I have power and I have money, anything on that level is gonna have them flocking towards you.
Every day, all day.
You could say I have the greatest personality in the world. You could say that all day. But if I had the power and money, that would make it just a little bit higher, a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like when you dealing with people,
Ain't no woman turning down.
when you dealing with a culture of people that's already limited in certain areas,
Exactly.
you're gonna take what you can get.
And that's what we looking at. You know, we have been disenfranchised for generations upon generations. So it's like, you know, you got this man over here and he seemed like he got it together and he has a surplus of resources. I might as well take my chance this brother over here than this brother over here that ain't really got much. So now it's not even looked at as cheating. It's looked like I'm hustling. I'm trying to live. I'm trying to survive.
People do it. They gonna say whatever they want to fit what they want to happen. So like if they like for instance this Mondays, hoes hate cheaters on Mondays, but when scandal come on, bitches do not care. It's just like so. It's like
I love Scandal.
I don't like that show, but like it's just they just make excuses for who they want to make excuses for.
Yeah, popularity and again, if it's okay, economics, cheating is okay.
everybody
If I was rich, I could do what I want to do.
I'm telling you, economics is the biggest factor in, you know, why people make the decisions that they make, especially when it pertains to quote unquote infidelity. Because you have options.
Of course.
You can see the world. You can see women of all shapes, sizes,
And the main
hues,
factor, you can pay for it. All these corporate men, they just pay for it. They don't care. It's a business transaction.
and they wives know it.
Yes.
This is his mistress. I know that, but guess what? We still getting taken
Right.
care of.
This
over
the
here.
nanny.
Mortgage
Well, like
paid.
getting
Well,
smashed in.
well, like what you said about social media, though, you got a lot of people, especially black people, they tell you, "Well, my granddad ain't never cheated on my grandma."
Nigga, how you know?
They want no. They didn't have social media like that. There's no way for you to know if that shit ain't never come to curtain shit. How you gonna know?
This how they
Come on
find
now,
out
Martin
when at the
cheated on
funeral
Coretta. Like,
when some other kids show up. That's when they find out that they granddaddy
That's
cheated.
if other kids come about.
Right?
Though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I gotta
But
say to
that's
somebody
when
else
they
and
find
cheat
out.
that been my mistress for years, and you never know.
I'm telling you, it's economics and it's public perception.
But you know why I cheat with a Martin too? Martin had power.
But you know what? A lot of women back then they would deal with the cheating. They would know.
They would.
That's why
Coretta
so
did.
many
Yeah, you right.
people. Your older family members that's been separated, but they still married.
Okay, let's
Like,
take MLK. Let's say he did cheat. We don't really know. We heard the accusations and the allegations
Okay.
about.
But
But just okay. Let's think about this. Martin was leading a nation of people. So how could Coretta, being a human being, think that she could be the only person that he was going to need when he was always away from home?
And on the road. Yeah.
Realistically,
Yeah.
I'm just supposed to talk to you on the phone like, yeah, you know, this is what's going on, and I'm just supposed to just be committed to just you. That's not realistic. So again, I don't really think that during those times it was really looked upon as something that was so bad. You know, it was like this man is doing something that is legendary. You know, so he's making a sacrifice. So to a point, I got to make a sacrifice too.
That's what that was.
But the generation that we live in, and that's one of the biggest things too, is the climate of society that we live in, where back then we knew who our enemy was, we knew what we was fighting for, we knew what we was trying to accomplish. So it was a collective unit. It was a collective effort amongst people. But now everything is so individualistic where we're
Everybody out for self.
we competing with each other. So I'm looking at these brothers, well, we going for the same job. I'm not trying to figure out how I can collaborate. I got to compete with them because we all going for the same thing.
Right.
And I think that's one of the biggest things that, you know, has us looking at cheating as something that's so frowned upon, where it's like, you don't want to be embarrassed. You don't want other people to feel like that you know, lacking something. But in reality, we all lacking something. We all have flaws. So, teach his own. You know what I'm saying? It's just that, you just have to be honest with yourself and, have those uncomfortable conversations with the person that you engage, in relations with, to let them know, like, man, look, this is who I am. This is who I am. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying, that, I'm going to do everything the right way, because I'm not. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to, fall short. But take me as I am, or don't take me at all. And stop allowing other people to determine how you respond and react to certain situations. Because our business is not for everybody. But once you make it public information, how can you be mad when somebody has judged you for what you've allowed to happen?
I feel like if black women want black men to stop cheating, they need to stop coming at each other and attacking each other. Black women coming at other black women. Because if you competing with each other and downing her, like, but I look better than her, she not shit, I got this, she ain't got that, regardless. I feel as though
women hate each other.
That's what
that's what I'm saying though. And since that's never gonna happen, that's part of the reason why men cheat. Because if you as a woman want him and he with another girl, you gonna down her, you gonna do what you can to be better than her. So you competing with her before you even get to him.
Man, look, sister, you got a great man. I'm attracted to this man. Can we share him?
Man, that would be dope.
It would, look.
That's real though.
Like, listen, this is what I can bring to the table. I'm a lawyer. You're a school teacher. We can combine what we got and we can create our own business. Because your family technically is supposed to be your business.
That's real.
Look at other coaches and nations, that's what they do. They don't look at this like it's an emotional standpoint. It's like, we building nations. We building our business. This is how we going to sustain our legacy and our name.
That's real, because I feel like if a man is married or single and he's looking at another woman and she knows this and she's still pursuing him, I feel like she competing with whoever he with.
But don't compete. Let's collaborate. Come join the team.
Exactly.
Let's have a meeting.
Exactly.
Let's have an interview.
On this level, they don't want to be on no team.
No.
Because it's always a competition.
We can work together on everything else in life, but this shit right here.
Because it's always a competition, and it doesn't have to be a competition.
But I'll be honest with you, if the roles were reversed, I don't want to be on your motherfucking team. If it was a woman talking about, come on, this is a good woman. Hey, let's share this. I don't want to be on your motherfucking team. Because I'm a hunter and I'm solo.
But again though, by nature, it's not meant for it to be that way, because again, men are the one that go out. Women are the ones that stay at home and take care of what's at home.
But always gonna give you that what if. They always gonna give you that if it was the other way, roles reversed. Because they say treat somebody else like you want to be treated. So that they always gonna come back to that. And because I know that, I'm telling you right now, I'm cool. I'm cool.
Now.
Yeah, now, man. But shit, even back then, when I was cheating, I could be cheating with about 6-7 women. If one of my chicks was cheating, you was done.
Yeah, because my ex-show think I'm the biggest slut ever.
Period. I could be cheating with 6 or 7. If one of you was out here getting something from somewhere else and I found out about it, if I didn't find out about it, cool. But if I found out about it, you cut. You just made the cut.
Selfish.
Yep, selfish as hell. And I tell you that I was selfish. Me cheating is pure selfishness. I'm greedy. I want what I want, and I was spoiled. I'm the oldest.
He going back. He going way back.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm the oldest.
But as the oldest though, before them other kids came to play, I got what I wanted. So what I'm saying is that
he held on to that mentality.
I held on. That's what I'm saying. Like that was developed in me. So when it came to women, I was selfish. Like what I wanted is what I wanted.
Okay.
If I got wind of you doing anything else, man, listen, I could play it off. I don't get emotionally attached too heavy. So if you was doing, that's cool. That's what you got. That guy doing you, cool. Shit, that guy dick bigger than mine, cool. I don't care. I don't care about none of that shit.
But I think too, that's
You cared a little bit. You cared.
I think
All right.
a little bit. Okay, I'll give you that. A little bit.
You cared.
Damn, God, what if they get more interest?
I think we as people, we need to travel outside of the United States and
see how they operate business.
Experience different cultures. You know what I'm saying? To see why their practices are what they are, and see how we can implement it in our lives. And again, just try to remove the emotion from it. We and I get why we so emotional as black people because of what we've had to endure and what we still have to endure. But again, only we can fix our own problems. But you got to remove the emotion first. So it's like if we can work together and we can all benefit from it, I don't give a damn who get the credit. As long as we all can benefit from it. But with us, again, we want that validation. We want that affirmation where it's like, man, Rico the man because he did this. Mumbo's the man because he did this. You want to pat yourself on the back. You want people to know, man, yeah.
You know, I felt when I cheated. I did. Yeah. I never talked about my cheating, but Win would go through the circuit. If everybody else talked about it, and be like, yo, Rick, I heard you slay such and such. I heard you. What? I did that. I take like, give me the credit. So I agree with that.
Yeah. But I just think, we need to broaden our horizons and just, experience different things, and that'll give us a different perspective, and a different scope of how we view the world and each other.
But I don't think that ever happened.
It won't.
That's something that will never.
Not while we're alive.
Yeah, shit, after we dead and gone, it won't. It's getting worse and worse from the culturalistic standpoint. Like our culture is built on what they see based on social media. Period, point blank. Yeah. From a man and a woman perspective,
goddamn,
they both see this here. As a woman to tell you, I seen a chick on a whole Snapchat rant yesterday about how if your man take you, just like y'all saw on Red Lobster, if your man take you to Red Lobster or if your man take you to this place, then like that, like.
What's wrong?
See, I know you said what's wrong with Red Lobster, but I'm just saying, what I'm saying is that she was given status and goals because her man does a little bit more because he has a little more economic status.
Right, he take it a Papa
to take her to take her to different spots. So now if she put that perception off into another woman, then another woman gonna feel like, yo,
like be the same hoes that be complaining about Groupon dates. Like, bitch, just be happy he taking you somewhere and he spending some time with you. Right. These hoes be making it so difficult.
You ain't lying. For y'all and me.
Well, I
that's women, man.
I call everybody
that's what it is. So at the end of the day, I think the biggest thing from this topic, and from this episode that people have to look at is, why do you look at cheating the way that you do? Is it because of how you were raised? Is it because of social media? Is it because of the society that we live in? You have to look at what's in the best interest of your family and, what you're actually trying to accomplish, and try not to let others to affect the way that you look at things. Granted, we are all affected by, various, things, but when it pertains to your family, when it pertains to your business, that's just what it is. It's your business.
How you run this, how you run it.
How you feel?
Well, I'm the product of a side chick. So
oh, really?
Yeah, my daddy took his girlfriend to prom. My mama didn't go to prom or anything like that, but I'm here. Hi. So, as far as my family goes, my father wasn't part of my life. My mother married another man, and that's who raised me. Okay. Love him with all my heart.
He instilled some good values in you?
Yeah, he's actually African. I'm a nurse and I work in a hospital with a lot of women who are one of my coworkers. She's Indian. Her marriage was arranged.
See,
it was a business.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, different cultures.
That's what they do.
But the fact that their marriage was arranged, does that take away from that man if he met somebody else that satisfied him physically and mentally? He probably still did what he had to do on the side, but because this was arranged, he kept the business. He kept the business going. So when he had kids, he told his kids the same thing. Yo, you're gonna be arranged to marry such and such.
It's kind of like coming to America.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna do. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna marry such and such from this family tree because we're gonna keep our lineage going. And what we're gonna do is y'all gonna have some economic power that's gonna slaughter the land after I'm gone.
Yeah, a lot of other cultures do that in countries,
but we don't though because again we so emotional. It's emotions, man.
Well, what else? You got anything else to add, or was that it?
No, right now.
Okay. I guess we're wrapping it up.
What about you?
I ain't got nothing to say right now.
Really?
No, because I got too many thoughts and I can't put them together right now.
Okay.
It could be that way at times when you on here.
I mean, with side chick and side nigga, it's the social media. It's a joke. Like,
I just
It's
bet
lots
I
of
was
posts
a chronic
about
side.
it.
It's
I was
labels,
super
man.
side
It's
chick for a
it's
long
labels.
time.
You know what I'm saying? Like we get so caught up in labels where you know women want to be the wife. A side chick is frowned upon. But at the end of the day,
you know about each other. So you the other woman to her, and she the other woman to you, and it's like,
Y'all
again,
all competing for
I
the
think I'd
same
have been a
thing.
side chick more than I'd have been a girlfriend.
oh my God, Sega, shut up.
No, I'm like thinking about that. Like in high school, my first, I was a side chick. I didn't know it at first. Got to college, I was a side chick. For a
Side
long
chicks
time.
never know they're a side chick at first.
well, mine did when I was in college.
I was
That's
saying,
because you was a real nigga.
Hey, man, listen. All
That's because you
mine
was a real
knew about each
nigga.
other.
And that's
All
real.
mine knew about each other. I had team, I had stable, I had thoroughbreds, and they all knew about it. You know what I'm saying? It was at one point, two of the chicks had a meeting with each other. Like, okay, I'm gonna take this day, you gonna take this day. We ain't gotta fight. What we fighting for? We know we want the same
True
thing.
story.
Everything works
True
out.
story.
You gotta play your role.
Hey, man,
Everything
listen.
works out.
It's
when you
business,
play your
baby.
role.
I got demoted from a girlfriend to a side
Now,
chick
if I could have
one
took
time.
that and added some business to it, and we had a company we was running,
It'll be
hey
a
man,
good
I'd be,
thing.
hey,
You'll be a millionaire.
I'm trying to tell you, and everybody winning, everybody eat.
Yeah.
My consistent women that I mess with over time, I think they all knew about each other.
They may not want to admit it.
Yeah, but I
because-
say yeah, they
They
probably
public
They had an
advice.
idea, yeah.
But like, to be honest with you, like everybody knew.
especially at SIU.
And then especially if you knew me too. Like if you really sit down and talk to me and like you really knew me, like you knew
Oh, y'all
like
went to SIU?
yeah.
Yeah, that's how we
you
got
knew
each other.
you knew like Rico still messing with such and such. He still be over there.
Yep, I
like,
seen them over there.
Yeah, like I be hearing stories like
See the
my shit-
Cadillac.
like the lack was posted. Like let's not act stupid.
I was a side chick that the other side chicks knew about, but I didn't know about the other ones.
Mm.
Would you have character though?
Cause you know what, I ain't know my place. Because he was
Ooh.
giving me too much.
False hope.
Yeah, and he was treating me like the girlfriend at one point when
I've
I was a
been that
side
guy.
chick and I ain't know my role.
I've
So
been
I
that
probably
guy.
would have acted crazy.
So do women want their roles to be defined for them?
That would be nice.
You know what? Yeah, I'd rather.
At least giving the option.
Yeah,
How?
give me the option if I want to
Tell
do
them
this
up
or not.
front. Tell them up front.
Okay, so if you're given the
guess.
option, but
I had some chicks I
but
wanna get. I
then
ain't telling you.
you know even at your job, but even at your job,
I need a
don't
job description.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
but don't we get
Do
ambitious
blind.
to
and my
where?
benefits.
If you
like,
want to apply without knowing the description, well, you welcome to apply.
But don't we get ambitious to where you know we want to get promoted?
You may not even
Oh,
want to
yeah.
get promoted with that person. You may just be doing this just to be doing it for the time being. You may want to go on somewhere else later on. Like, I'm just doing this temporarily.
But I see what he's saying.
But
At
did
some
you share
point,
that
once
part?
somebody want to get
No,
promoted.
I was mad because I had got demoted.
'Cause they want that
See,
title.
I had got
Yeah.
demoted. It wasn't like, it's different when you go from girlfriend being a side chick. The only reason why I was okay with being a side chick is because I still like this person.
Girls different how they feel. That's emotional, man.
Yeah.
I was a sad nigga and I loved it. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You know why I loved
being
it?
a side nigga?
Because I knew my part. I knew I had to come in. I
you
knew
had a
I
job
knew
description.
I knew I had to come in and
Yeah.
play my part.
Right, you had it like you
I
said.
knew
though,
I knew
that
when you
was
called me, you wanted me.
The
to
shift
come
about to
through.
start.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine, no, mine
I knew it was
like,
gonna be, and I
still
knew
wanna
because
be
you,
with
I knew just because you were so upset at what he did or didn't do, I was finna get the works. You about to show me up good. So from my standpoint, on top of that though, I was able to be less attached to you emotionally. I didn't have to really be attached and get all the problems that come with a relationship or building something with somebody else. I didn't have to worry about all that.
But again, you
mine-
knew that though.
Yeah,
some
mine was
sad
like,
people don't
I
know.
still want to be with you. I should have never got with her. Now you making it seem like you in a bad situation. You got my emotions in it. Now I done been a side chick before where I knew I was a side chick. I ain't
That's
care.
because men are greedy and men don't like to give women opportunity to leave. Like if I was with a woman and I knew she had some good cat, but I knew she wasn't gonna stay around because I was messing with such and such, but I knew that still was my desire to mess with other women. I'm not gonna tell you no truths. I still want to hit you.
Yeah.
You still want what you want.
Yeah, I still want what I want.
You
I know,
freaking, you
I know.
selfish, you-
Yeah, I know you fulfill this part of me. You know what I'm saying? Like I know you do this better than all the rest of them too, even though I'm still doing whatever I'm doing. So why am I gonna tell you the truth if I know you're gonna leave?
Yeah.
Why? I
Because
know.
you have
Listen,
integrity.
what the fuck do I care about integrity
Hey, man,
for?
listen.
Like
And
this.
it pertains to business.
Integrity out the door.
Morals go out the window.
Economic status. You think Donald Trump care about his integrity right now?
No.
Hell no. Don't bring him up no more.
I'm just saying in general, that was a good scenario. I'm saying like his integrity is only as being highlighted in certain aspects of certain people. So what I'm saying is that what he's trying to do, his integrity don't matter. He don't care about that. So from my standpoint, when I'm thinking about what I want, I don't care about integrity because I'm gonna get what I want minus the integrity.
And then with us as Americans, you know, what's foreign to us, we reject. So if you seen a man, you know, walking in a grocery store, walking somewhere in public, and he had like 3-4 wives, that would take you like, wait, what's that?
Doing?
I couldn't be one of them. Why? Because it's foreign to you. That wasn't what you were brought up to realize and expect. So it's like, you know.
Everything ain't for
But
every
if he took care of all 4 of them women, he reproduced with all the women and all the kids was good.
Everybody
His
was
household
taking.
was in order.
Would y'all want that though as men?
What I wanted?
Yeah.
If the women was okay with it, I would. I don't want the headache of what a woman could bring to me.
The after effects.
Yeah, I wouldn't want the after effects of that. But
You gonna get a headache though dealing with 4+ women, and they all know.
Not if you
about it.
have the resources to take care of everybody. With most people, the things that we argue about and the things that causes the most strife is
money.
trying to provide food, clothing, shelter.
Yeah,
If
it's
everybody got that and everybody is eating, nobody's upset. You don't have time to be mad about something.
Else, yeah.
You don't.
That's a basic necessity.
It is.
That's a basic necessity for you being okay.
See, but in today's world, the women have jobs and careers and everything too. So we're helping us eat
Because
and
we have been
everything, too.
Americanized. That's not a part of our culture.
I actually don't want to work. I just want to plant flowers and cook and clean all day. Yes, that's because I'm country though.
Oh.
It's different.
So,
You want to plant
I'm
flowers.
I'm domestic. That's what I want to do.
but see, that's how women naturally work. Women wasn't going out to work. It's because once we were captured and we were socialized and programmed to say, okay, now I'm going to effeminize this man. I'm going to emasculate this man. The roles have been reversed. So now women have been forced to go out and work and be the providers and be the protectors. That's why they have this mindset where it's like, I'm not accepting nothing less than this because you now have switched seats. So now she's in the driver's seat. The man is in the back. He ain't even in the passenger seat. He in the back seat.
That's when I get unattracted to
I want
your ass.
my woman to work. I want my woman to work. I don't care what the fuck.
If I was in a position where mine didn't have to work, it would stay that way. If I had the economic opportunity and ability where she would stay at home and rear the children.
Oh, if I was rich, yeah, I could see that.
I
I'm not
never-
rich.
But right now,
But that's what I'm
right?
saying. Like I want my woman to work like.
Because she have to.
But if my woman, remind us all that if my woman just had like a desire to do more outside of the domestic role,
You could do that.
I would support.
But I don't feel like you would have to do it for economic reason.
Oh yeah.
Now, if you wanted to go,
It'd be pure pleasure.
it'd be just pure
Exactly.
pleasurable desire. Type
Exactly.
thing. Okay, then yeah, I can see. that.
but that was what our paradigm looked like at one point. Like I said, before we was captured, before we were enslaved, that's what we did, you know. And we were in villages, so you might have had a man that was a husband and he had several wives, and everybody was contributing because that was how.
Even back to Egyptian time. Yeah.
So, like, again, you know, it just goes back to, you know, where you live.
This wife throw it back more. This wife ride it better.
Man, look, she might
This
take her
wife
to
got
kids.
fellatio that's
You know
off
what I'm
the
saying?
chain.
She might be a better
Man.
teacher. She might be a better cook. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She might be a better conversationalist. So everybody's bringing their individual efforts and making it a group effort, which enhances the bigger picture.
Clearly about the sex, like
At the end of the day.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, because
just playing.
I think the biggest thing is your geographical location and where you live. Period. At the end of the
But
day.
you know what though? When those men had wives too, they wives also taught the other children of the other wives different things. So like, I'm not just gonna leave it at sex. I'm just was playing.
Yeah, like their best
Sex.
attributes.
But
of
like,
what
if you
they're
had like 4 different wives, this wife might be a sewer. This wife might be a cooker.
Or
This
like you
wife-
said, you like to garden. So
this
you
wife,
can,
this wife might be a teacher of the art, something expressional to like music or something like that. So what they would do is in those cultures, if you have different wives and have these different things, they would still teach that to all of the kids because they knew that was part of the lineage. You know what I mean? Like that's something that you definitely not gonna see on this end.
I know.
But what you see differently from this end is that when
who
you
we
get
gonna marry?
when you get with a man. When you get with a man, the only thing that's close to that is that when you get with, let's say, like me and you got kids, and from different women before we got with our current significant other. If those kids was able to come around and actually be within our household, they would still get that teaching.
Yep.
They will get that teaching from the current wife that's sitting there.
Yep.
So they will get an aspect of that life, because what's gonna happen is when they at home with mom gonna teach them one thing that may be of a higher attribute, opposed to like when they come to us, they see daddy with his wife that's right there currently. She also gonna give them an attribute of hers that's stronger to give that standpoint for them to get. But now you got the only issue with that is that you got the other one who's battling, saying don't listen to what
because emotion.
And that's why it's hard to date.
Because that's what I'm saying. It does tie to emotional.
It does.
But you can learn differently.
Yeah.
I'm in a relationship now with somebody. My fiance has a kid with another guy that's different, but the kids that's in the household, they get what they get from their father, and they also gonna get a different aspect of life from me.
Exactly.
Like it's just that simple. Like it's gonna be a teaching aspect that they combine.
But that's a communal
that they
effort.
can combine and hold when they get older, and be like, yo, when they start raising their own kids, or when they start building their own life and legacy, because we gonna fade from this earth one day. Period. Point blank. They can say, yo,
they take the good from you,
they can
good
say,
from him.
Yo, my stepdad used to teach me this. My dad used to teach me this.
That's the same thing.
And it's the same analogy. It's just that it just looks differently because you're talking about paper, social media, perception, and everything else that's presented.
Like I said,
it just looks different.
That's why cheating is frowned upon, because it's looked upon from an emotional standpoint instead of a communal, cultural standpoint. So like I said, at the end of the day, you just have to know who you are, know the person that you're dealing with, and just have those uncomfortable conversations that force you to look at things from a different perspective and get out your emotions, man. Get out them feelings. It's not about feelings.
So you feel every couple, married or not, should talk
But
about
you're not cheating because she's a good cook, or because she's a good gardener, or because she can teach the kids.
Why you cheating?
You're cheating because she bought them titties, or she bought that ass to put that picture
But every
on
chick
Instagram
ain't buying
and
titties
everything.
and
I feel
that
like
you
if
cheating.
you open about it, it's not really cheating. It
Right.
becomes cheating when you lie and when you're dishonest about it.
Right.
That be the
But
problem.
again, men are put in a position to where we're forced to have to do that because Americanized women not accepting that.
They're not gonna stay.
They just not. I can tell you that all day long. Like, look,
I want you. You gave me some good. I want you.
this
right?
is what you bring.
I
You
want
have
this
good
too.
conversation. You got good personality. You're a good homemaker. You're a good this. But I also have this one over here. She brings this. She brings that. She brings this.
And if I tell you that you don't bring that,
You're gonna get offended and hurt.
exactly. So that's where the emotional standpoint comes in. So I'm not gonna tell you that you don't bring this portion to me. I'm just gonna fulfill it over here at this time of the day.
Last time somebody
Wait,
told me that I do something right,
Look,
when
there's
they cheated.
don't tell me what I'm lacking. She got this and that and the other, but you
Look,
don't. Just
son,
tell me,
this
hey,
nigga
you don't
told
have
me
this, and then maybe
I was
I'm
lacking
over here
something.
doing this right now.
And it was really because I didn't like having sex with him. He told me I was lacking, so I was like, oh, okay, I know somebody that do like it. And guess what? I went right over there. And I was like, shit, lacking my ass. Because I didn't want to hurt his feelings. I'm like, no, I just don't.
We all want to fulfill our own egos, man.
Yeah, so don't tell me no shit like that.
What's your final words, moms?
Man, I mean, after listening to everything, it's pretty much, like you said earlier, a lot of emotions on women and egos on men. And just pretty much, I would say, just be honest. Be honest with whoever you with, whether you married, whether you dating, whether you're side chick, side nigga, whatever you want to call them. Just be honest with them. And if you're not honest with them, don't act the ass when you find out. Because I'm pretty sure it wasn't the first time. Or it won't be the first time. And if it is, sorry for you. You'll learn from it. And you'll be better from it.
All right, so with that being said, man, we appreciate you guys for tuning in to another episode of i94 Podcast. If you haven't already, go subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, and, just be on the lookout for more upcoming thought-provoking episodes. And with that, man, we signing off.
Peace.
Peace and light.